Fun Buds Lunch with admissions to move in. Next, we'll be talking about everything that happened and orientation, and then all the way up to your move-in.
Go.
Hi again. In the last episode, we talked everything admissions, and in this episode, we're going to be talking all about what we did over the summer, including orientation, finding roommates, housing, registration, and yeah, everything you might need to know and how we felt. So, just to get started, how was your guys' summer before college?
It was very emotional.
Yeah.
It was very emotional. It was also like you were in a state of disbelief, like, oh my god, am I really moving out? For like a whole school year? It was a long process of actually understanding what's happening and like, what do you mean I'm not in high school anymore, and all of this stuff. Of course, like it was time to meet up with friends you're not gonna see for a while, be with family, and a lot of tears, but also like excitement and just really looking forward to being in college. How about you guys?
I guess I actually had a good summer. My emotions really didn't hit me until I arrived here on campus. I just tried to, be positive throughout the whole summer. I tried to hang out with my friends as much as possible because I know I wouldn't, obviously see them, when I left. And I obviously tried to have good family time too. We went on a family vacation, which was nice. And that was really my summer. It was pretty relaxing, to be honest. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, mine was pretty similar. I don't feel like a lot of the emotions hit me until very late because I was just honestly really excited for college. Like I was, as much as I did enjoy high school, like I was very ready for it to be done, and I feel like a lot of high school I was just like looking forward to college. So I don't know, I was really excited for it. Obviously like lots of family time, lots of friends time. Yeah, I don't really feel like the like realness of the emotions necessarily hit me until like the first and second day, and then I was like, oh, I'm really like going to college now. But I think it was a lot more of just like excitement for me over the summer. My parents were probably a bit of the opposite. They probably felt a lot more of the emotions than I did. Not to out them on the podcast. I can reciprocate
that for sure. My parents cried multiple times throughout the whole summer, like, oh my god, you're leaving.
Yeah, it's mostly like it's the hardest thing is seeing your parents be upset.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't, like, you feel bad yourself, but it's a new thing for you while they're staying in the same place and seeing you leave, which is different.
Do you guys have like older siblings? Have your parents already sort of been through this before?
Yes, twice. So I'm the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
And
the baby.
I am the baby. So it definitely was it was harder and easier at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm their baby leaving, but also they've been through this, so it was a mix of emotions. Also, they couldn't realize or understand that I'm 18 now. Like,
right.
What? Our baby's 18? No, you're still 3 years old. There's no way.
Yeah, I'm the same. I have an older sister, so I'm the youngest in my family, and my sister's, I think, like 6 grades older than me. She's 5 years older than me, though. So my parents had done this, but it's obviously been a while. Like, my sister was already in the workforce, done with college by the time I was going to college. But they had done it before, but I think there were a lot of emotions for them because it was like them being empty nesters now. So I feel like there was a big emphasis on that. So like I felt really sad because I was like, wait, I'm sorry to leave you guys alone. Like I was like, that was what made me sad, was like thinking about how I was leaving my parents.
Yeah, the empty nest syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents did it the year prior with my brother. He goes to Vanderbilt, so for his process it wasn't too hard because I knew he'd see him.
Yeah.
And like I mentioned in the previous episode, I have a twin sister, so I think it was extra difficult for them because, obviously 2 people leaving.
Double.
Yeah, definitely a lot quieter at home. So.
Yeah, I can definitely imagine that, especially if you're like, because I don't know when y'all started driving, but like I used to take all of my parents' time with like driving me around. It wasn't until the end of my senior year that like I could fully drive with my license. So yeah, they definitely had so much more free time.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you, Avery. How did you find your roommate coming here? I know you obviously accepted your whatever here pretty late.
Yeah.
So how was your process like with that?
Yeah, I was pretty nervous that because I had accepted it so late, it was gonna like impact finding a roommate. But I had known the whole time that like my goal, I think I mentioned this in the last episode, my goal was to find an out-of-state roommate because I feel like that was sort of easing my anxiety about going to an in-state school. So I had just gone on like the Instagram accounts online that are like UNC 2028. It's so cliche, but it honestly really did work. I had posted myself on like 2 or 3 of the accounts, just like saying my interests, who I am, that I'm looking for roommates, and that I was looking specifically for Granville Towers. We'll talk about housing a bit later. But yeah, I was just kind of going through those accounts, and I had to be pretty bold. I was just like reaching out to people, like saying like, hey, you look sweet, like,
you in a room?
Let's talk.
Yeah.
So
nice.
I like had so many of the similar conversations of like, what shows do you watch? So it can be a little intimidating of like, all right, well, there's like 5 people that watch the same shows as me. How do I choose which person I want? But I knew that my current roommate, like we had started talking and I had felt really good about her. We had like FaceTimed once, and I think we honestly found each other like pretty quickly. Like we had committed to being roommates pretty quickly because we both accepted on the later side of admission, and yeah, then we were looking for suite mates. So it was a whole process, but in the end it worked for me. There was also another app that I don't know if you guys used. It was Room Sync, and it was sort of like Tinder but for roommates. You like swipe right and left, you like look at their interests, you look at their social media. It was genuinely like a dating app but for roommates. But yeah, in the end my roommate I had found through those Instagram accounts.
Same for me. I texted so many people.
Yeah.
But always it's like either, because obviously when you start choosing roommates you want to have deal breakers, like stuff that are really important to you. And well, I would text people. Some of them would not match my expectations or like what I wanted. So but there were a lot of people that did. So at the end I just like was very lost. I was torn between people, like, you seem nice, you don't look like someone mean. Literally, like, you would go to people and be like, you look like someone nice. Like you like, and then at the end after a long process, I finally texted randomly my room. That's who the person was now my roommate, because she had a picture of herself with a goat. With a baby goat, to be exact. And I was like, oh my god, I love you. Like, we're friends now. We're besties. I love goats so much. Baby goats. And also especially was a bit harder because I came in with a suite mate, which is my friend from high school. We knew we did not want to be roommates. Like, we're like, I love you, we're friends, but if we live together, we're not gonna be friends anymore.
Yeah, that's a good boundary to set.
Yes, it's hard because even though we're friends, we're so different.
Right.
That, like, we didn't want to hate each other. So we were like, okay, sweet mates. And then that it made it a bit, like, harder, but also, like, my roommate came in perfectly. She didn't have a suite or a roommate.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, going off what they said, guys, use the Instagram pages, please.
Yeah.
As an out-of-state student, I don't know how I would have been able to figure out a roommate if I didn't use that. And it very similar to yours. Like, I posted, whenever I accepted, and I was kind of surprised by the amount of people that reached back out to me. There's a lot of people who were trying to find a roommate, and I think it's a great source. I mean, I was being really open with people. Like I said, I had people reach out to me. Like, I just tried to get to know them on a deeper level. I tried to give them, phone calls, all that stuff. It's obviously like a hard process because, I mean, you're living with this person you've never met for, 8 months. But it honestly went better than I would have expected.
Yeah, that's nice.
I agree. Did you guys have this, like, awkward first FaceTime?
I had like one FaceTime, and I think it was on that first FaceTime that we were like, can we just like be roommates? Because we both liked each other. We liked the room at the same temperature, sleep at the same sort of time. We had talked about all of these.
It's kind of funny the questions you ask when you're trying to decide.
Yeah. And then also, like, some of the other people that I'd reached out to, like, now I'm realizing, I had talked to them as roommates, and now I'm like friends with them. Like, one of my best friends now, I like saw on our Instagram DMs that we had DM'd about being roommates. Like, we were talking about our interests, and now we're like super close. So it honestly worked out.
Yeah, I really like that first FaceTime because first the pictures is different than actually seeing the person talk. And then at the end of the FaceTime I was like, you know what, I think I want to be your roommate. Like, I don't know, I really like you. And then we had the whole suite FaceTime at the end, and that was also really nice. And I love my suite. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And also we had such a like hard time choosing between people, or like when even when you talk to people, you can bond with them, but then at the end they'd be like, sorry, I found someone else, which is kind of like
tough process.
Yeah, like, oh, you're breaking up with me. So we named at the end our group past the talking stage, and that was kind of our inside joke now. But yeah. So did y'all know that you both live in Granville, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You just knew that you wanted to live in Granville? Did you have to choose?
I personally knew that this is where I wanted to live if I went to UNC. When I had visited, that was where I stayed. And I really loved, first of all, the location to, like, its proximity to Franklin Street. I really didn't want to feel like, I don't know, sort of abandoned somewhere, like, far from restaurants or places to go to. So I loved how close it was to Franklin, how close it was to classes. That was something that was definitely important to me while I was choosing. And then I also knew that I would be rushing for like a Greek life sorority, and I know that a lot of people who live in Granville tend to follow that path. So I felt like it was going to be a good place for me to find like similar-minded people, people who wanted to like go out and try things on Franklin. So yeah, I had put down a deposit. I think like the day I got into Chapel Hill, I had been told like put down a deposit for Granville. So I did that pretty early, even though I wasn't necessarily expecting to go here in the first place. But yeah, I put that deposit down like right away, and I ended up knowing that like this was definitely where I wanted to be living.
Yeah, she kind of hit all the points. When I was doing my research, I noticed that a lot of out-of-state students tend to go to Granville. And I think a big thing for me too, and I was like looking at, obviously when I came here and looked at the campus, was the location of Granville. I feel like it's, really close to main campus. It's really close to Franklin Street. So that was a big thing for me. And I didn't really want to walk. I obviously love the South Campus dorms. I think they're great.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a walk, like walking to campus. Like
Yeah.
It's a 15-minute walk to wherever you have to go. So that was kind of a downside for me. So that's kind of why I chose Granville at the end of the day. I didn't really have a preference, but I'm glad I am where I am now.
Yeah, for me, I was mostly torn between North Campus and South Campus. And then when I was like researching, I learned that a lot of usually upperclassmen live in North Campus, while most first years live in South Campus. And on the website they put like first year experience kind of thing. So I later learned also that usually everything happens in South Campus since there's so many freshmen. So that's what like made me choose South Campus over North Campus. Of course, I was worried about the walk, but also our bus system is good.
Yeah.
So that definitely makes it easier. And I could tell you that I did meet a lot of freshmen in South Campus, like even on our snow days.
I feel like that's one thing we miss out on.
Definitely.
For sure.
It's definitely a smaller bubble living in Granville. You don't get to live with, because a majority of first years are living on South Campus. So that's definitely a really nice way to like meet such a variety of people.
How did you choose your specific dorm? Did you have to like list it out? Did you always where are you now? Like, where are you living?
I live in Corey
Corey.
Residence Hall. So that's also something that made me choose South Campus over North Campus. Usually dorms in North Campus are corridor style, which means like you and your roommate live in one room, and then the whole like floor shares a public bathroom and public showers, which is something I knew I wouldn't be comfortable with. While South Campus has suite styles. And we had two different types of suites, either an 8-person suite sharing a bathroom, like 8 people, or 4 people. And I also realized that I don't want to live with 7 other people. So I was like, okay, then Corey or Horden. And I rated Corey, then Horden, and then the other 8-person that I knew were good, like E-House has a good rap. Craig North is another 4-person suite, and I ended up getting my first choice, which was good. It definitely helps coming in with a set suite. Like, I have a full suite, and I feel like it gives you like kind of a priority because it's kind of random. It's like a lottery. But I feel like it pushes you up a little bit.
Yeah. So later on in the summer, how was orientation for you guys?
It was good. It definitely made me feel like more excited about Carolina.
Yeah. I loved like getting to spend the night in the dorm. It made me feel like, okay, it's like a preview of what college life is going to be. Like, I was able to meet a couple of people and like feel a bit more prepared going in with all the different sessions. Like, I know that they show you a bunch of different apps that are really helpful, a lot of resources that are going to help you out. So I'd say orientation was really nice for me. My parents also came, so they went to like the family orientation while I was in the new student orientation. And that definitely got them excited. It got us all feeling a bit more prepared coming in, especially since we haven't been like Tar Heel people our whole entire lives. So like it felt really new to us, whereas we knew that like other students and other families already seemed to know so much coming in.
I like that it helped our parents.
Yeah.
It definitely made my family feel more comfortable about me coming here. It was really welcoming, and they introduced us to so many things like registration and dorms and like little tips. What about you?
I had a great orientation experience. Like, I didn't know anyone coming in here, so I think the big thing for me is I wanted to just meet as many people as possible.
Yeah.
And when I look back on it, like a lot of friendships I made there, I still have here. And I mean, obviously, like I think you just learn a lot about, little things like registration and all these different apps. Like, it's very useful. Like, I really didn't know any of that before orientation, so it was very helpful.
Registration especially, it helps you out with, because it can feel overwhelming, but and I know it can go really differently for different people.
How were your experiences with registration?
Oh wow, it was stressful. Like, I felt like my whole life depended on it. But thankfully my OL gave us like a few tips.
Yeah.
Like, don't go to the, I forgot the name.
Like enroll.
Yeah, not enroll.
Yeah.
Like, you go to your shopping cart and select them instead. Like, these are all little tips that we really need to like note down from our OLs. And they definitely helped. Like, he told us to put like a second timer, so like we know exactly at our registration time we click that button, like we have everything ready. Oh, one thing, do not refresh the page. You do not need to refresh the page before your orientation time. Just select them and be ready to click the second it opens up.
That's a huge thing.
Yeah.
I made the mistake of refreshing, and I saw a lot of X's when I opened it back up.
Yeah. Registration went pretty well for me. I think I honestly just lucked out, but I worked with my advisor a little bit on which classes I wanted to take. I definitely say like all the tips that everyone gives you over the summer, whether it's your OL or someone else at orientation or your advisor, like follow them, because there's sort of a way to like go around it and get a successful registration. But also, if it doesn't go well the first round, like, you're gonna be okay. You will get classes that you need.
The wait list is important. Like, you most probably will get off the wait list and get the classes you need. Yeah, and please, when during your orientation, listen to your OLs. They know what they're saying. They will give you good tips and really like take their advice into consideration.
When you guys were selecting your classes, were you guys going based off like professors? Like, obviously, Rate My Professor, really good app. Or were you guys going like just based off times or just availability?
It was first times, then professors, because especially with STEM classes, sometimes you feel like they're overlapping. Like, most STEM classes are at 9 a.m., so you couldn't like there are like a lot of time conflicts. So first it was time, then professors. It's sometimes not the best thing, but like, you also cannot just be unrealistic. Like, oh, I want a class at 12, but like it's not offered at 12. And Rate My Professor is a good source, but also use your upperclassmen, because sometimes Rate My Professor are not the most accurate things.
I was focused on getting my first year foundations. I took all of them during my first semester so that I could spend this semester on all the other classes for my major and minor. I was focusing on times, just getting the classes that I knew I really wanted to take, and then last place I was looking at like the professors and like rankings of that class.
Well, that's everything, guys, about the summer before move-in. Tune into our next one, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Admissions to Move In. Be sure to follow our social media found in the description below. And check out our website at go.unc.edu/pods for more Common Pods lunch content. Until next time, Tar Heel.